repair tool. Sorry guys, everything is underwater now.
It's the journey of Jim.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Journey of Jim. As always and as ever, I am Jim. I'm going to be your host for this gaming session as usual. We're back to playing Subnautica Below Zero. I have taken the liberty of progressing the game just a little bit in the background between episodes. There's a lot of time-consuming resource gathering and just collecting stuff. And you'll see in a minute that I realized... In fact, I'm going to jump into the game. I'm going to show you what I mean. If you remember, last time we played... well, actually, the last episode would have been me going back and re-recording Bumping into Marguerite, which I'd recorded with no sound and had to go back and record it. It was a pain in the ass, but it is what it is. So before that, we'd built a new base, and I had laid out all of my materials in a much more organized way, which I was really thrilled to do because I was really fed up of using those floating bag things, which are just useless. But what I did realize very shortly after putting this base in this location was that I was very restricted in how I could build out from here. I couldn't put any branching walkways, any other multi-purpose rooms. I couldn't put my moon pool anywhere. It really wasn't working. So what I did is I just took the liberty of moving us down the road a little bit. So we're into our trusty sea truck, and as you'll see down here, home has moved a little bit. So what I wanted is an area that I could expand into, and if I needed more space, more rooms for the base, that I had the opportunity to do that. So I put things down here. So it's pretty much inside, as you will see, the exact same setup as it was. It's just kick the can down the road a little bit. So as you can see, we've got all kinds of storage for all of the different things. Everything is so well organized now. Copper and quartz is just so prevalent, and I just need a lot more space for that. And then all the different things: sulfur, lithium, ruby, gels, sacks, gold, silver, diamond, lead, nickel. Nickel has shown up. We haven't had any of nickel so far, but I found some nickel, and then just various other things. So we're all kinds of organized. We're all set up, but we also have room to expand. So I put in another room just kind of ready. I'm sure I'll fill this with some other stuff. That can go to a different room if we need it. You know, because who needs a base that's just one room? I also, if you remember, when we first bumped into Marguerite by the communications tower, I found these strange plants, and I found that you can plant the shrub nuts that come from them in these planters, and that's now just a steady source of food. So anytime I want one, I just pick that up and chomp down on it, and it's good stuff, and that will grow continually. So now we just have a more sustainable source of food, rather than every 5 minutes me having to go out, catch fish, cook them, eat them, blah 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 blah. That said, I do have dedicated locker for food, so if ever I need anything, it's all there, ready to go. So there's a couple of things that I want to do in this particular episode. The first of which, now that we have our sea truck and we're starting to get vehicles, I'm sure at some point we'll have a prawn suit as well, which is the big kind of mechanized suit that Marguerite had a version of. We're going to get one of those. So in order to do any kind of upgrades to that and to recharge it when we're not using it, we're going to need a moon pool. So one thing that I've been really hoping to build is a moon pool. So if I bring out my habitat builder, and if I go into my option menu, I will be able to select the moon pool, and I really want to put it so that it comes out of the base. There we go. There. Now I still need titanium, lubricant, and lead. And of course, thanks to the new setup that we have, lubricant, titanium, and lead are very easy to find. So I've got some lubricant, I've got lead, take one of those, and of course, titanium. So, in theory, we should be able to build our moon pool. It's not doing it for some reason. Why are you not working? This is very odd. This is very odd, so we're going to get rid of it. Try again. But this time with the relevant things in our inventory. Well, that's terrible. Why would it let me do that? I'm guessing it's because it's... Huh. Huh. Why, game? Why are you doing this to me? Why? What happens if I go over here? I was ideally hoping to put my moon pool off the main room, but I mean, I guess I have to go with what the game will let me do. Oh, titanium ingot. Oh man, some days it's the little things, the little details that catch you out and just make you wonder if you're actually losing your mind a little bit or if this is all really happening. So let's go back to our original location. Moon pool. Try that. Success! Ta-da! So now, what should happen, in theory, and I'm hoping that I can do this with my sea truck, is I can dock it and it will recharge. In theory. So come on underneath. And hey presto. Oh, no, I need repair tool. Apparently, I need to reinforce. Sorry guys, everything is underwater now. If I do this, I'm going to need some titanium and some lithium, I believe. It's alright, everything's fine. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Nothing is unfixable. If I put some reinforcements, that should increase the structural integrity of my base. And now I should be able to go in and repair all of these holes that had appeared. And in theory, once I do that, all of the water should go away. Maybe not. Maybe not. It's just, it all went terribly wrong there. It all went very horribly wrong. There's probably some holes in here. Yeah. What I really need to do is install some bulkheads and be a bit more aware of the structural integrity of this building, because there is a system that tells you whether or not it can handle...
Hull integrity restored.
Here we go.
Draining systems initiated.
Whew. That was a little bit stressful. But we should be okay. Are we draining? We're draining. We're draining. Air. And what I would also like to do is I'll get some copper and some quartz, and I'm going to put some more power on the top because do I have titanium? I get the feeling this building going to be a little power hungry, so I'm going to make sure that our buildings are well fed. And that they have plenty of power, because running out of power ain't no fun for no one. And we're conscientious humans, so we prefer solar, renewable energy. We can just go right back into the base from under here. Everything should be tickety-boo. Okay, cool. So now we have a moon pool. That will slowly recharge our sea truck. I'm going to give it a little repair while it's docked. Energy will be repairing as we speak. Now another thing that I can do in here is put in, if I can find it, here we go, vehicle upgrade console. So I will need a computer chip and a copper wire. I can just place that right now. So titanium I have, computer chip and copper wire. Let's go get those. I recall I did put a computer chip in here, yep, and a copper wire. And I have a titanium. So let's go and finish her up. Boom! So what I can now do is look at some of these modules that I can put in. So I could put an afterburner module that makes everything go a lot faster. I found that a little while ago. What I really want though is a depth upgrade. At the moment I can go up to 150 meters in the sea truck, which ain't that much. It's very restricted in where I can take the sea truck. And there's a lot of deeper places that I really want to go explore and have the sea truck as my source of oxygen. At some point we will be able to make a prawn suit, but we don't have the blueprints for that just yet. So hopefully by being able to take the sea truck deeper, we'll actually be able to find the prawn suit, and then we'll have that in our arsenal of tools as well. What I believe I can do here is I can mess around with it. So we'll customize her before we go. But before I do that, I would very much like to get my plasteel ingot and my enameled glass. And I'm going to see if I can get this depth module and upgrade it. Ta-da! And that. Can I access my upgrades from here? I believe so. There we go. 300 meters. So just immediately and effectively doubled the depth that I can take this this tool, this sea truck down to, which is going to open up a lot of the map for us, which is very cool. I have to have a think about a name for her as well. So now that we have that depth module, there is something that I really wanted to go and check out, and that is the wreckage of a ship that has crash landed on this planet some time ago. It's currently underneath the water. It's called the Mercury 2. I found that while I was doing some runs for resources, and I put a beacon there so I could find it again. And inside of that are some doors, some hatches that require a cutting tool to get through. So I would very much like to make myself a cutting tool, and when we have that, we can go and see what that wreckage has in store for us. So in order to make it, I need a battery, some titanium, 2 diamonds, and crystalline sulfur. So again, it's just great that I have all of this stuff. I could use a dead battery, so that doesn't matter. That's good use for old batteries before I get the battery charger. I've completely forgotten what I needed. I'm doing well. Crystalline sulfur and diamond. So again, yeah, look, I just immediately go straight to the right locker, and I have the necessary materials. Can you imagine if every time I needed something I had to go out into the world, find the area where these things are, find the actual resources, and then bring them back and use them. Whereas because of my wonderful organizational system, I don't have to do any of that. Yay. And now I have a cutting tool. Brilliant. So in my inventory should be my laser cutter. So I'm going to put that in slot number 4. And let's go have a little explore. Let's go, let's see what that wreckage has for us. I'm going to grab a couple of those and some water because I'm clearly in need of sustenance. So those do give me water as well as food and health, which is so handy. And I will drink both of those, why not? So we are all set. I have a little bit too much resource, more than I need, so I'm going to dump those back where they came from. Got to maintain the system, you know, got to maintain the system. And lithium can go in there as well. And diamond, like that. So we're all set. Let's go on an adventure, shall we? Oh, I fell. I fell in the water. I was kind of hoping it would be easier to climb a board than it has
Welcome
been.
aboard, Captain.
I'm sure it's fine. Enter sea truck. There we go. And we're good. We've got 100% battery life. And this is going to be our new base. I get the feeling by the end of this adventure that will have grown somewhat. We'll add some more rooms, some more functionality. I like to also create myself a little garden. I'm really hoping it's going to give me the opportunity to do that so that I can harvest various plants and corals and things like that I find in the world and just grow them outside of my house. Because you never know when you might need them, and it looks pretty. So hopefully I can do that. That's the sleeper module. If you remember, we had a sleeper module for the truck. I found it just makes it really annoying to get in and out of the truck when you just need it to be maneuverable. So I'm going to eventually have a collection of the different modules that I will just store in my kind of de facto garage that I've made here. There are a bunch of them now. I think I've got a modification station, I've got storage, I've got an aquarium module. So anyway, we are heading. There is the beacon for the Mercury 2. I'm going to go check it out, see what we find. There it is. You can start to see it emerge from the gloom. The Mercury 2. It's quite a large vessel. There's a lot of these hanging around this. It's essentially scrap metal you can break down into 4 titanium. So if you're looking specifically just to expand your stash of titanium, those are a great way of doing it. Okay, so we'll use this as our entry point. I'm going to duck down just so that the entry hatch is facing us. And let's go have a look inside. So now that I have my cutting tool, in theory, I can cut the door open and find what treasures lay await inside. Exciting! Well, it would be if the cutter moved a little bit more quickly. Boom, we're in. Hello? Anybody home? It's me. It's a friendly, exploring person. I'm a human. Oh, there's some oxygen. I'll take that. What else? What else? What else is in here? What else? Nothing. There's some stuff over here. Take some salvage. Some salvage. Copper wire. Why not? Sealed crate. Ah. Reactor pod. I don't know what that is, but I'll take it anyway. Anything in these? Sometimes they have blueprints in them, so I'm just double checking, make sure. Nope. Okay. So I have a reactor pod. Whatever that is. What am I doing for air? Oh, I can top up again. That's helpful. Hello? Anybody home? I don't want to bump into something that's been living here and territorially defends it. Power cell, very handy. Guessing this was some kind of engine room. Don't know how you've managed to grow in here, oxygen plant, but I'm not mad at it. I'm quite thankful for your being here. You are a something. You look like you're a something. You look like you should be able to be picked up. I don't know why I'm not able to do that. That looks so grabbable. What's up here? Oh, there is another door. Oh, that's just locked. That's not cuttable. Is that scannable? No? Battery. This is a door that we can open. 70 seconds oxygen, we should be fine. If they could cut a little faster. This reminds me of the movie Aliens. This thing's coming! Come on, man! Cut the door! Cut the door! It's an actual line from the movie. That. Trust me. Oh, hello. Okay, I've been here before. Okay, that's just locked. So can I get through there? I can! Woo! Let's do some oxygen. What is that? It's nothing useful anyway. Food and water. Still can't open this door. That's frustrating, but it's okay. What's down here? Sealed door. Isildur. Yeah. Did you get the Lord of the Rings reference there?
Warning.
I know.
Oxygen
Okay.
remaining.
And what are you? Do I repair this? No, okay. That's just a thing. Right, I now rather urgently, now less urgently, I still could do with replenishing my oxygen supplies. And I'm now starting to feel like I haven't been this way before and I may be totally lost.
Warning. 30 seconds of oxygen remaining.
What is this?
I finished the reactor checks. We dumped a ton of runoff, and we don't need the rods melting down. Then I helped with the scavenging, chopped some veggies with the cooks, and tried to help Diana, but she sent me down to engineering.
I'm gonna drown.
Stephanos.
This is very bad.
I've been working with him the last few days. Stephanos.
Very bad.
How to describe Stephanos? He's by far the most thorough engineer I've worked with, and no ego. He never leaves a job undone, no matter how late it is. I've never seen him awake before 11, and he always greets me by saying, Kalimera, Yasmin, in the sleepiest drawl. Not a morning person, that one. He listens with the slightest smile on his face and twirls this stray curl by his ear. He asks a billion questions, but I don't mind. He surprised me today. There's an empty room on the bridge, just a spot of negative space in the ship. He set a picnic there and said I need to relax. He even called me a busybody. There were these crazy glowing fungus things he found to set the ambiance. The most exciting part though, drum roll, he can jailbreak fabricators. He made a small batch of traditional Grecian dishes. But the craziest part? He managed to make a suitable falafel for me. I never thought I'd see a good falafel in deep space. Alhamdulillah. A quiet genius, that one. This planet may be a cold mistress, but maybe it isn't so bad.
That's a very sweet story, Yasmin. I was in a blind panic through most of that, thinking I was going to drown, so my apologies if I wasn't 100% kind of committed to listening to all of the details there, but I was drowning, fearing for my life in a very real way, so yeah. I've gotten a lot of really handy things here, like ingots, some copper wire, batteries, power cells. This has been a good find, this ship. I'm enjoying its bounties, but I'm also a little bit concerned at how much of an air trap it can be, and that it's kind of easy to get turned around and maybe drown. I don't really want to eat a spinefish. They don't look terribly appealing. That's why I've been picking any up. So I went through there already. That was the room that I was in. Let's see what we got upstairs. It's clearly something very angry and shouty outside. No food and water. No falafel, but it'll do. I'll take it. Anything else that I can cut open with my laser cutter? I don't think these are scannable things, no. Okay. Let's go replenish. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong place. Where is my... Nobody panic.
Warning.
Everything is
30
fine.
seconds of oxygen
No need
remaining.
to panic. No need to panic. Feeling more and more like we've got all that we came for here. There's not a lot else to really find. Oh, there's something else. A battery. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. So, not something we need right now, but I'm sure that area will... whatever those, they look like some kind of power pack, battery module, something, maybe some kind of like reactor core, something like that, which 100% will be useful in the future, but for whatever reason, it's not letting me do that right now. I do, as I remember, need a little bit more quartz, so I'm just going to pop out and grab some of these and hope that I don't get eaten from behind while I'm busy looking at these. I'll do for now. So I don't know what the story is behind the Mercury 2 either, and what brought it to that place and why it's currently under the water, why it crashed, any of that stuff. Just know that it was full of very useful items, which I will gladly take. There she is. Home sweet home, emerging from the darkness. Okay. I almost forget that I can now dock my...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
It's good to be home, nameless voice. So what do we have? Okay, so let's make some titanium out of that salvage. So I get 4 pieces of titanium for each piece of salvage. It's kind of handy. Dump those in there. I got a couple of ingots as well for good measure. Picked up a bunch of batteries, so I can drop those in there, and a power cell as well. I've got in here, I've got tools, which are just things that are already made. So I can put copper wire and a wiring kit in there. And I don't have a nuclear reactor yet, but if I get one, I have a rod to put in it. Put my rod in your nuclear reactor. Good God. I've got some quartz. Okay. And I'm going to eat a couple more nuts, because why not? Cool. So there's a couple more things that I do want to build. I would like to create in here a modification station. That's going to allow me to make even more depth modules and a couple of other fun toys. So we'd like to build one of those. So computer chip, titanium, diamond, and lead. Computer chip. Titanium. Diamond. Lead. Rock and roll. And I'm going the wrong way. That's going to happen a lot. I'm going to get turned around. I'm sure of it. So, yeah. Modification station goes in... Actually, I'm going to... I don't know why, but I feel like I'm going to walk around that way more. This will be in the way less if I put it on this side. I have no idea why. I really don't. What can we do with this? So, ooh, I can make a thermo blade. That sounds exciting. Ultra high capacity tank, although I don't have the full blueprint for that, but more oxygen is always good. I can make upgrade modules for depth for version 2 and 3. So that's really what's going to take us down to their super depths. So that's another little tool that we have. What else can I do? Let's mess around and let's color this thing, shall we? Base color. Let's go. I like the idea of black with a yellow stripe. And white interior, and the name can also be yellow. And what should we name it? I literally have no idea what we should name this thing. I called my my sea moth in the first game Viper, which I thought was just perfect because it's a very maneuverable, quick-moving thing. This is less maneuverable. This is more like the workhorse. This is more like the reliable. I will probably edit most of this out because I'm just blabbering now and I can't think of a single thing to call it. I'm going to call it Buddy. Hey, Buddy. Buddy is terrible. And I think I will call it the Nautilus. Because, why not? Nautilus, that's fun. Underwater exploration. That's what we do. And I guess we will leave it there for today. We've built some new upgrades. We've expanded upon our base, the moon pool, and being able to upgrade the sea truck. Really, really key factors in allowing us to explore deeper into the biomes. We had a look at the wreckage of an old abandoned spaceship that had crash landed a long time, the Mercury 2. And we found some cool stuff. I'm sure that will come into play a little bit later. Next time, I believe that we will go and try and figure out what's going on with our communications tower, see if we can get Marguerite on our side, see if we can open her up a little bit and progress the story. But we've got some new tools, some new toys. I'm loving this game. I hope you guys are enjoying it too. As always, I'm Jim. This is Journey of Jim. Thanks again for joining in, and we'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.
It's the journey of Jim.